time. Well, I'll tell you what the time is. It's time to wake up. Yeah. Pick a word, my friends. This conspiracy, feed it full of fucking lies, eating shit and spitting me. Suffocation round my back is rooted in my eyes. I got a fucking noose. You're hanging out tonight. Wake up. Yeah. Time to wake up.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to...
You bottomed out there.
Oh. Did I fuck it up?
Yeah, you did. Of course you did.
Anyway, hello, we're the Big Conspire. Who are you? You, Lee.
I'm Lee.
Who else we got? We've got yes.
Phil.
We got Phil. We got Phil.
Welcome to episode 100. We finally got here.
Yeah.
It's only taken 15 years.
How long has it taken? It's taken 3 years, isn't it?
Yeah, more.
3 years. COVID. We started during COVID. What's that? 2020? 4 years. Could take 4 years to do 100 episodes.
Yeah, I blame
like
you.
that? Is that what year is? Blame me. It's all right.
No,
Illness,
I don't know
sickness,
if it's 2020 or
children,
2021 we started.
I don't know. Who cares?
Who
Who
cares?
fucking cares?
No
Who
one's
cares?
counting.
We don't care. Anyway, we're the Big Conspire. And yes, happy birthday. It's Friday, the 13th. It's not. It's Friday the 26th. I'm all still
Hey,
alive.
but that's twice 13, right?
Yeah, wow. There must be some kind of conspiratorial significance in that. Like I
Some
said that.
gematria happening
Yeah.
the 26th.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably. Anyway, how you doing? Hello, this is introduce Phil Lee.
This is
You
Phil
know
from
more than
the...
me.
I always get this wrong. I always say it the wrong way. Amish Inquisition.
Say it however you want. No one's judging. We don't
I am.
judge.
Amish Inquisition.
The Amish
How
That's
Inquisition.
how I say it.
Have you had-
I say Amish. I think we had this discussion last time or the first time, and I say it a different way to you. Anyway, welcome along.
You know,
Glad-
do you know?
Glad you turned up.
scones and stuff like that as well. So, sorry.
Do you know within like 100 years, the Amish are going to be like the largest demographic in the United States because of the declining birth rate with everyone else.
But there'll be only people having children.
They have lots of children, strong family units. They're not poisoned in the same way as the rest of the population through diet and sedentary lifestyle and all the rest of it. I reckon they're going to be like majority population in like 50 years.
So,
I don't know.
it
The Mormons
wasn't
are
the
probably
Jewish
giving them-
after all. It was the Amish that were taking over the world. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Amish are turning the frogs gay.
I think the Mormons might give them a run for their money.
I don't know. They're a bit too into bread, aren't they? The Mormons. They'll breed themselves out. They'll end
No.
up with
Maybe.
Have you heard that? Have you heard about that soaking that they do?
No.
what the Mormons
Yeah.
or the
What's-
Amish. Do the Amish
The
soak
Mormons. No, the Mormons soak each other. Apparently,
Do they
like,
really?
this-
Well,
Yeah. There's some weird thing about how they shag each other, where what the man does, he puts his willy in the woman, and they just sort of lie there without moving.
that's normal.
And
Isn't it?
it's called
marriage.
soaking.
I don't know. They have lots of children. I'm not sure that's going to work, is it?
That's called soaking. Soaking.
Talking.
I love.
Shall I ask my wife?
That's just soak tonight.
Phil, my wife was baptised as a Mormon.
Wow. How long was she in it?
Only about a year. When she was younger. She was a wee lass.
And it once a Mormon, always a Mormon.
Yeah, probably.
You can't dis-Mormon. You can't become non-Mormon. Like it's like becoming.
You can get kicked out of the church, can't you? But I don't think they ever kicked her out.
Yeah.
Technically,
kicked
she's a
her out.
spy for them.
You can't.
It's like the
unbaptize yourself.
CIA, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
once you're in,
there,
you're in forever.
You can never leave. You can never leave. Don't you want to convert to Mormonism, Lee? So you can be like what little Mormon family.
No.
And you can
no,
give, you
I
can give
don't
the
wanna
Amish a run for their money.
And can you convert to Mormonism if you're not anything originally?
She can.
That's a bit stupid. Of course you can.
They'll have anyone.
Or do you have to be? What you're saying? You have to be something before you can. You have to be a Christian and then become a woman or Muslim. What does that make you?
What?
Are you listening to me?
Oh, no, sorry. Sam in chat said that my levels are very low. Oh, the sound's all fucked up, man. I'll boost them up in here, but I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if that's going to transfer to
Are your levels low? Are my levels low?
Is that better, Sam? Anyway, no, yours are great. Yours and Phil's are great. I'm just in the background here.
Oh, look, 555.
Phil's camera's decided to wake up.
555. What, did it go off?
No, it was like all blurry, like you was pixelated for ages. And then it decided, maybe it's because you stayed still for a bit.
Yeah, it's just fucking
don't
camera
move.
does my head in.
He moves. Is it like if you're like really far back? It's like.
Look,
it loses focus. It ends up focusing like on the mic stand or something, and then it goes blurry behind it. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
My fucking eyes did that earlier. I was driving towards the traffic lights. I didn't feel very well earlier, and it was like 2 green lights. I was like, are my eyes really that bad? Sorry, but yeah, I mean, yeah. But,
anyway, no one watches the videos of this anyway. They only listen to us on audio.
You don't know that?
Pretty sure they do, because I haven't uploaded any videos for the
fair enough.
past 12 episodes, I don't think.
Why don't you put it on YouTube?
I don't really want to. I can't be bothered. Let's be serious. They're just going to kick us off, aren't they, straight away? Well, not straight away.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
No, they wouldn't even know that we
But maybe episode 101 I'll stream to YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
If you set up if you get a Restream account,
yeah,
you can stream to Twitch and YouTube simultaneously for free.
Yeah, I know that. And also you can do stuff in OBS with it as well, like direct. I was thinking maybe do direct to YouTube and then use OBS, use Restream to stream to Twitch and somewhere else as well.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. We're not here to talk about fucking technical shit about.
Yeah, we can. But maybe do what we want.
Are we not? Are we not?
Literally talk about whatever we want.
Fine, we will.
But I won't be saying much. Anyway, I want to know: has anyone had any weird experiences in the past?
Restrained for that, are we?
Yeah, let's do it. I haven't, so that's going to get rid of it really quickly.
Oh wow! What was you asking then, Phil?
Only in my head.
What does that mean? What does that fucking mean? Go on,
explain. No, but after Phil, because
I haven't got any.
I was going to say, last couple of times he's been on here, he doesn't. He's always said he doesn't really have experiences.
Well,
I mean, I've had a UFO sighting since I've been on, but that was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
I want to hear it. I haven't heard it.
Oh, not again.
Oh yeah, come on.
Oh, that's what you hear.
Come on. Give me the source.
All right, I'll let you know. Okay, Rick, just for you then, because
for me. You'll say. I go. Oh yeah, I heard you say that. But go on.
I think this was back in. I think it was September, October. Came outside and sat on the back step having a brew and a fag. It was a Saturday morning, about 11 a.m. Sky was overcast, sort of like grey, just totally greyed out. And I saw, heading towards the BA aerodrome, that's about 10 miles from me, a plane. I just saw the back of it. And I see the planes all the time going the same direction. I didn't take any notice of what plane it was. And then next to the plane, like near it, I saw this round thing. And the plane disappeared. And the round thing started coming towards me. And then it went across my field of view. And then it went north. And I watched it for a good it must have been 5 or 10 minutes. And it sort of moved weird. It looked a bit like a black donut. And it was silent. There was no noise, no sort of fumes or anything. And I've no idea what it was.
Oh, wow.
Some sort of weird drone or something. I don't know.
It was a UFO. Well done, you.
Well, that's, by definition it was. I don't think it was aliens or anything weird like that.
Just a
but
balloon.
I can't explain it. It moved very strangely. It moved purposefully as well.
Was it like?
It wasn't like.
Was it donut or ball shaped?
Donut.
So it was.
That's what it looked like, but I couldn't really tell. It looked black with like a clearer bit in the middle, but it was hard to tell.
It probably tagged you and it's kind of come back for you at some point.
Well, I've been waiting. I've been looking. I've been looking at skies. I haven't seen shit.
Did you try and film it? You know, everyone will ask you, why didn't you film it?
I did, yeah. And I couldn't. The thing was so small in the sky. I couldn't find it on my screen on my phone.
And shit, aren't they?
It did come up. I did catch it, but it was so tiny and so grayed out. It was a lot of wank. It was a waste of time. Yeah. So I gave up filming it and just watched it.
Our phones or whatever, I can't even talk. Our videos, they're made to make everything look completely shit. You can't film nothing. Even the moon. Try and look at the moon. I'm going to take an amazing photo.
Did you see that thing about? I think it's Samsung phones. What they do, apparently, with the moon.
I've got one.
Yeah. Where they if you take a picture of the moon, they like do some sort of AI thing, and no matter what you take, they superimpose a picture on it, like make it look better. Or
really?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, like if you get like a blackboard and put a white disc on it, and then take a picture of it, it'll like imprint the surface of the moon onto the white disc.
Yeah, apparently.
I'll try that. Well, if you take a picture of me, does it make me look better?
Only if your head's like a moon. Then,
kind of.
Then it'll put the moon on your face.
Well, I'll take a picture of my arse. Would it make my arse look amazing? If I do that,
it'll make it cratered, but it was already, so don't worry about it.
I might do that, see if it superimposes a picture of the moon onto my arse.
I think I saw someone like take a picture of the moon and they were trying to do
I don't know this.
I
haven't ever heard of this.
I don't know, because you're not cool. They were taking pictures of other random objects, like trying to make it superimpose the moon, but they couldn't get it to do it. So it seems to be more intelligent than just like a white object on a wall.
It's probably they may have had a software update, a firmware update, changed it. It's one of them, isn't it?
Anyway, Rick, what's your weird thing then? Apart from seeing 2 traffic lights and not considering that you need glasses.
It wasn't like no, it's just going to make me sound like a fucking lunatic, actually.
It's all right.
No, it's not like seeing Bigfoot or anything like that. It was like 100% swore I went one way up a road, but I was going the other way. And it's like, it sounds so
this hurts my head.
And like, yeah, but it was like, I was fucking 100%. I was like, because I'm using SatNav as like, when I'm because I'm learning this route, and I was like, but I knew where I was going. And after I'm driving up, I'm thinking, how the fuck am I going up this other way? I could have it's
not a one-way street.
No, it was like it's a main road. So how could I possibly be going when I'd gone right? Well, how could I possibly be going left now? It was like, well, it's funny because my wife had said to me like earlier in the day or whatever, she was like, I'm a bit concerned about your well-being, like mental well-being or whatever, because I was like, she was saying stuff to me. I'm just doing the normal husband stuff. When she asks you to put stuff somewhere, you just go auto drive. I've just taken notice, really. You just do what you they say stuff and you fill in the gaps, don't you? Because you don't really listen. But I was like, it was so bizarre. Because you're into like Mandela effect and shit like that. It was just so bizarre. I was like, I just could not understand. I had to stop polite. Obviously, stop and polite. I was like, I cannot understand. How am I possibly going the other way? That was my weird. Obviously, there was loads of cars around and stuff like that. It would have been one of those. Like if I had missing time or something like that. It was for me. It was weird. That was my weird. I don't know. It's not an alien, not a spaceship or anything like that. It was just so in my head.
It's an old man head.
Oh, so even, I don't think about it now. It just makes me feel just a bit weirded out. It was so bizarre. So and I was just like, how on earth did that happen?
Was you listening to music?
Just going, no, because I'm learning. I was learning. When you're concentrating on where you're going, when you're learning the route and stuff like that, and it was just like I wasn't even super rushing around or anything. It was just.
Did you go around a roundabout?
I didn't. I don't know. Oh. It was just so there is a small roundabout on that.
Right?
Maybe.
You didn't go around that and just go back the way it'd come.
Because it was just bizarre. And that's why you say it like I can say it because it's fuck it, it's the podcast or whatever. But I wouldn't say it's not the sort of thing you bring up in conversation. I thought I was going one way, but I was going the other. I don't know. It was just.
It's all right. This is a safe space.
Say
what you like. No one's gonna take the piss out of you.
No,
here.
we will really. We'll save that up. I'm going to save that up for a couple of weeks' time.
It's a really boring whatever thing, but yeah.
Isn't it more of just the way you can get into a zone of not realise what the fuck you're doing?
Yeah,
in our
I
job.
know. Well, yeah, but I know we can. Yeah, I mean, of course, you drive past things. You're like, oh fuck, and I'm listening to whatever, or just going because. But the thing is, I would understand it if it was on my usual thing because I just switch off and just drive because you don't even have to think where you're going. But for it was a particular.
Because you're concentrating because you don't know where you're going.
Yeah,
It's a strange one. If you're going left, and you should be going right.
Yeah, or it was either me. It was whatever way it was. I was going away from the place that I thought I was driving to. I was like, how, I'm just like, it just doesn't make no sense to me. Anyway,
Okay,
I've got it off my
bro.
chest. You're the only people I'm ever going to tell.
Well, no, you won't. You'll get drunk and tell someone else at some point in the future. It's been a few weeks, bro. Have you had any meaningful dreams?
I had, funny enough, not ones I can remember, but 2 nights ago I did actually. No, I did.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, no, because I did because what's it been 3 weeks? Is it since we've done the podcast?
I think so.
So, and then I had some, and I was like, oh yeah, they were really meaningful, but I can't fucking remember. But 2 nights ago, I actually had a fully lucid dream. But it didn't last very long, right? So I keep dreaming about work. It's right, ridiculous. But I was in my van. This is the dream. In my van, in the back of the van. And I go to get in my driver's seat, and there's this woman like driving, this Asian woman. I'm like, what are you doing in my van? She's like, no, it's my van. This is my van. I'm driving my van. I was like, no, this is definitely my van. And I start having a little bit of a panic. And I was like, because my bag's in the back. And I look in the back, and there's all this piles of shit there. I'm like, this isn't right. Why is it like this? And then I got out. I was out the van, and I was like, I've got to ring someone to find out what's going on. And my phone was all broken. I was like, no, my phone's not. Why is my phone broken? And I was like, I'm dreaming. And then I was like, this is cool. I'm lucid dreaming. I got all excited. But fucking idiot me. Right, first of all, there was this person started walking towards me. And I was like, move away, go away. Like, to control them, like prove that I could control someone. So they moved away. And then there's this rather attractive woman there. I'm like, take your clothes off. It's like, I fucking just go straight to the most animalistic debauch, you know what I mean? It's like, why can't I go higher self or something like that, like you're supposed to do when you're in control of dreams? Like, I was like, why aren't you all taking your clothes off? She was like, only 2 of us can take our clothes off in your space or whatever, which was a bit strange.
Oh, you need an upgrade.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously.
Your consciousness needs an upgrade to get more people to be naked in it.
And that's pretty much, and then it still started fading. I was like, I'm coming out of it. And I woke up, but it was so like, just use this stuff to, like, if you have an out of body experience, don't go and look at your fucking neighbour through the window. You know what I mean? Just do something creative. Like,
that was like the one I had before where I was flying and I started flying and I thought, I really need to go somewhere. Like, I'm lucid. I can go and look at anything in the world, go check out Area 51 or something. And I thought, I need to go somewhere, but I didn't think that. I thought, I can't think of a single place to go. And then eventually I woke up and that was it. It was just like a block. I couldn't think of anywhere to go in my head. And I was above the world, like flying. But where can I go? What really important place can I go and look at? And not a single thing popped into my head. It's just one of those, you need to train yourself, don't you?
You didn't even think about naked women either, did you? So,
I thought I was flying, which was good. For me, me and flying doesn't really work, does it, in lucid? I actually got in the air, right up, like almost to space or whatever, and it's like, where shall I go? I can't think of a single thing. And then I woke up. Very
Oh shit!
Oh man,
that was a while ago.
Do you do any exercises to promote lucid dreaming, Ray? Does it just come naturally to you?
Well, that's the first one I've had for ages, to be honest with you.
Is it?
I've had, obviously dream. When I think about it, I try and do it. But obviously it's like a focus, like having seen the phone. And then realise
that was your trigger. Your trigger point,
like looking at your hand. So it's like something wasn't.
Yeah.
I was, I wasn't. It was like something wasn't quite right. So I worked out that I was in a dream, and that's.
See, I'd have thought the Chinese woman was the trigger that something ain't right. Why is there a Chinese woman in my van?
Yeah, or it was Indian or whatever. But yeah, no, that was because that was my thing. Like this, I realised I didn't just go with the dreams. Like, this ain't right. It's just not right. And then, so it was. I woke up, like, I had a fully lucid dream, but what a waste, man. Like, I'm annoyed about it. Especially if I don't have another one for like 6 months or something like that. It's really like quite frustrating. But I've just started turning my phone. I usually have a phone by the side of my bed, which is probably not like a great thing with your, the Wi-Fi and everything like that. But I've just started disconnecting my data and everything when I go to bed. I think I don't know if phone calls can come through or whatever. I don't know. Just I don't know. Maybe that helped. I don't know. No interference or something like that. I don't know. But I'm gonna like start doing that. But I've got a big Xbox by the side of my bed, like the you know the.
Turn it off. Unplug
Yeah,
it.
but it's, but
Yeah, I'd have to do.
it's
I'd have to do the missus's phone as well because she's is on the other side of
Yeah, I'm
it.
going to start doing that. So hers is on the other. Obviously, hers is on the other side. Yeah,
I don't take my phones to bed.
What if you get a government alert about take cover?
Turn my phone off. It's downstairs, turned off. I'll find out what's wrong when the world blows up, won't I? I mean,
Be
them telling me-
afraid. Be very afraid.
If it's an alert, that sort of alert, them telling me is not going to help, is it? There's nothing I can do. I ain't got a bunker or anything. It's like,
Nah. When then I don't know if it's right. I didn't hear him say it. Didn't Sunak come out the other day and say that people should start practicing like bunker drills or some shit like that? All I've seen is people say that he said that, but I haven't seen him say that. It's like, okay, where? It's like, you know, like not that it would matter anyway. I was talking to Phil just before
it's
this
stuck on
started.
cover under the table.
It doesn't work.
Before we go on,
Yeah.
Phil, do you ever have any dreams? You got any, like...
I'm fucking shit. I'm absolutely shit at dreaming.
Sure, we've had this before.
I don't get like normal dreams. I never remember dreams. Very, very, very rarely. Like a couple of times a year. I'm so shit.
That's a shame.
Oh man.
I had something the other day, this week. Go on.
So no, go. I want to hear your dream first.
Okay, it's not a dream. It's just as coming out. Anyway, I've started coming out of a dream. I've started dreaming more in the past month or so because I have a theory, for me anyway, that during the winter when it's darker and there's not as much sunlight, I don't dream as much. Seems to be holding true to my theory because my dreams have started coming back.
Maybe.
I had what I thought was a couple of weird things this week. I've been off work this week and woke up as I'm coming out of a dream. I don't even remember the dream. There was a person in my mind as I'm waking in the dream, like not part of the dream. This is it's hard. It's quite difficult to explain. I'll do my best. It felt like a sort of a feminine energy, but didn't look like a woman. It was just a big person.
Oh, is it
like
Sam Smith? Was it Sam Smith?
It was maybe that sort of build, but I think they were more dressed in white, and I didn't see their face or the top of it. It was as if they were like on some stairs, and as I was coming out of the dream, they weren't part of it, but it was as if they were watching me. They'd been watching me, and I caught a glimpse of them as I woke up. And as I woke up, I thought, oh, that's fucking strange. Who the fuck was that? And it was felt like a feminine energy. I couldn't see the face or even like the full figure, but it was just as if I'd caught a glimpse of them through like a doorway watching me. And I thought,
that doorway again.
Strange. Could just be a dream. Probably is just a dream, you know, like the end. And then a couple of days later, I had another one where just as I was waking up, there was this, a voice. Now, Phil, you're not one of those people who don't have an internal monologue, are you?
No, I do, yeah.
Yeah, you can talk to yourself now. If you notice that you can't, like, if you're talking to yourself, you can't shout. The voice inside your head doesn't go up and down. It stays the same. Have you ever noticed that? No, your voice inside your head doesn't shout. You might think you're shouting, but it always stays exactly the same.
There's no
volume. Yeah, it doesn't volume.
Well,
it doesn't go up and down.
Shouting, it's music. It's everything. You can't.
Yeah, like if you have a conversation in your head, it's always at the same level.
So even talking is the same as you can whisper, but if you whisper,
no, even the whispering is the same. You're just pretending you're.
Yeah, it's the same.
Have you ever noticed that, Phil?
No.
Okay, well, try that when you're on your own. Have a little talk to yourself and like shout or whisper, and it's always the same. Anyway, as I was coming out of this dream, there was someone was saying something, and I'm sure it was louder than my normal level, but it was in a language I didn't understand. It was like really harsh and guttural, like maybe a bit like Klingon, but not more sort of orcish. And it's reminded me of years ago when I was studying, like looking into the runes, and I had like this weird waking dream where I heard this voice, and it was very similar to that. And it was just as I was coming out of the dream, it was like this thing, and I'm sure it was at a louder volume than my internal thoughts. And this freaked me out because, I don't know, a couple of months ago, me and Rick was having a chat about this internal thing, and I thought, see, if someone's in your head and it's louder than goes up and down, then it's obviously not your
Demon.
internal voice. It's something else. So I woke up and thought, surely that was louder than my internal voice. Have I got a fucking demon in my head? So a demon talking to me in some strange language I don't understand. Anyway, those were those two things. I've got one other dream, which was funny. There's nothing special about it. It was yesterday when I woke up. Well, before I woke up, I was dreaming and I was in a house, I don't know where, and I went to leave and my dad was there. My dad died a few years ago. It wasn't nothing like that, but he just said to me, he's like, I was going out and it was almost as if I was younger and I'd maybe going to school. And he said, do you carry a suitcase? And I was like, no, it's a briefcase. And then I left the house, but I didn't actually have a briefcase. I walked and then I was going to work, not my work where I am now. And then I done, as I was nearly there, I done a fart and it was a bit wet. And then straight away I done another one and a shit come out. So I'm walking around and I thought, I've done a shit. I need to find a toilet. And this is the trauma of the dream. I was going around in this building. I don't know. Obviously I worked there, but it's nowhere I've ever been. It was more like a hospital. And I was trying to find a toilet. And everywhere I went, either the toilet was occupied or broken, or I couldn't find it. And I was going around and this shit was slowly seeping, like getting lower and lower in my shorts. And eventually it was going to fall out. Anyway, and eventually I woke up, but that was the trauma of the dream.
Did you wake up and you needed a shit?
Well, that's the thing. The other point is I woke up and straight away I thought, oh no, I didn't, did I? And I just felt around a bit just to make sure. It was all good. It was just a dream. But the trauma of the dream of like having that anxiety inside the dream of like, I hit myself, I'm trying not to let anyone know, but I need to find a toilet and I couldn't find one.
Yeah, I did have one of those very closest to pissing myself because dreaming about weeing literally a few weeks back. It was so fucking probably closer than my one bitten actually. I'm gonna say
Great one.
Didn't quite wet the bed, but it was like this is starting to come out, and I'm like, anyway.
That hearing the voice like in a weird language, that's wild. That.
No, like a guttural, like really angry sounding, like yeah, sort of even harsher than that. Even I don't know. I don't know what language it is. But yeah, but not like sort of gibberish. It sounded like it was words. I don't know.
You should work.
Probably
on
just
that.
my brain in it. It's my brain. I should work on it. Maybe I shouldn't work on it. Maybe I'll just leave it alone. Leave it the fuck alone.
You should work on that.
So, what you've been reading, Phil, recently? Who was into books?
I'm just coming to the end of Tertium Organum by P.D. Uspensky.
Okay. What is that?
You heard of
Heard of Uspensky, I think.
Yeah, it's a Russian philosopher. He was kind of into theosophy, but I don't think he's a theosophist. But he's like one of these, esoteric philosophers from like, that one came out in about 1910, I think, 1912.
Yeah.
Something like that. He was a big buddy with Gurdjieff, who's another one of these esoteric philosophers from the same period who people wank on about all the time.
Did you like the book? Did it give you anything?
Oh yeah. I'm loving it. I've only got about 30 pages left.
So does he just what is it? What is it? What is it about? Like, does he just talking about his ideas about? You know what I mean? Like,
right. So the book's called Tertium Organum, and the reason is that Aristotle, that ancient Greek bloke, was famous for something called the Organon, which was a collection of about 6 of his works, and his followers, the peripalettics, are they called? I can't remember. The followers of Aristotle, they called it the Organon, and it was his like masterpiece, and it was basically a way of thinking. It was a defining a course of logic that you can use to make sense of the world and nature.
yeah.
So he comes up with the Organon, and then in 1720s, I think 1730s, Francis Bacon comes along, and he writes Novum Organum, the new Organon. So like a new logic. So he's taking Aristotle's work and building on it and saying this is a new way of defining how we think about nature. So he comes up with that, Francis Bacon, and then 300 years later, Uspensky comes up with Tertium Organum, the third way, the third logic. It's like that. It's like natural philosophy and how we look how we look at the world and make sense of it. But the big push of the book is it's all about dimensions. First dimension, second, third, fourth, and onwards, and how we conceptualize the fourth dimension and what we can learn about it, basically, and how that affects our thinking and how we make sense of nature, essentially, and that we're so limited by our perceptions. Our perceptions handicap us, and our sensory organs and our brain that plays tricks on us. And so by giving examples from second and third dimension and first dimension, we can look at potential phenomena as relating to the fourth dimension and kind of decode that and try and figure out what's actually happening in reality beyond what our sensory organs can tell us.
I think about that so much. I really do. Like, you know, like people.
You'd fucking love it.
You have no idea what what really is real. You know, like, oh god, people think about, they worry about like a car in front of them. You know, like the space, but the fucking the universe and everything that's you can't see. Or you know, we just this thing, whatever this is, I don't even know what this is. It's just I don't know if it's filtering, stopping stuff coming through. If something so we can just experience. Our thing is to experience a limited thing because everything else is so fucking whatever. And people have just got, oh mate, I haven't got any idea. But but just to even conceptualize or just try and, it's like trying to think about God in it, like not just like not.
That's what it comes down to. It's the source and the creative creative force that kicked off all this stuff.
100%.
But it's got. He wrote a book called The New Model of the Universe, and I read that about 2 years ago, and he has one chapter on the fourth dimension, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, you can probably find it online for free, but you can buy that single chapter off Amazon for a couple of quid. It's like 50 pages or something, and that was mind-blowing to me. But essentially, he's taken that chapter and expanded it to a whole book, so it's like like a kid's playground for me. It's amazing. It's fascinating. But it does bend your head. It's difficult.
I could talk about that shit all day, you know. Just makes your head fall off, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but it's fun. We're just trying to make sense. Trying to make sense of this reality that we live in. Thing is, you need time, don't you? We're so busy.
Yeah.
We don't have time to stop and think about these things unless you make the effort. And so. Because I don't watch TV or anything. I don't listen to music really, so reading's my thing.
That's the thing. People need. Once you get something that you read it, and then makes your head it makes just some little thing like click or whatever, and you start thinking about something. It leads into something else, and then because your mind's so you can think about anything. If you can think about it, do you know what I mean? You can. So once someone, you just get a click from somewhere, just get like a little kick in the whatever, and then you suddenly go, oh fuck me, this is this and that's that, and even if it's not, but at least you know the thing is, I got opened up by David Icke, you know, like just I can't even think what the book was, but it's just like expanded. You know, I think it showed your connections and stuff going ding 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 ding, you know, and opening up and gateways and stuff in your own mind open up, and I love it.
Teaches you to think about new things, doesn't it? Teaches you new ways to think. When you're stuck in your own head, you grow up, you're stuck in your own head, you build your own ways of how things work. A lot of people are unwilling to change or look at anything else, and then you read books like that and it teaches you new ways to think about stuff that you'd never thought of before or have, and it just expands, and that's great.
Plus we've been programmed from a young age, you know, through the education system, through media, TV, to think in certain narrow perspectives. And, you know, you have to break out that. You have to do it yourself. It's like no one's going to help you. It's very easy to just stay in that sort of mode of thinking, isn't it? Through what you learn at school and just, you know, do your day job, come home, stick the TV on and watch the latest shit show on Netflix, whatever, or ice hockey or whatever your fucking thing is. I don't know, cram green bowling. So nice. Yeah, you got to.
What was I going to say then? It just went out of my head.
I
literally just
had a fairies.
can't remember. It's quite nice to something. quite nice to. Oh, sometimes just to switch off and not think about that stuff. Sometimes, like you put a shit. That's the whole. Put a shit show on. Don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, we all do that. I use YouTube for that.
Yeah.
So I watch like when it's getting late at night because I get tired. So once I've put the kids to bed, I'll come down and start reading my book or whatever. And my eyes get tired, usually after half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that. And so when it gets later at night, I'll stick YouTube on and I'll watch like Critical Drinker, Red Letter Media. Do you ever watch Red Letter Media on YouTube?
No, I don't.
They're fucking brilliant. They're so funny. If you like films and stuff, they do film reviews and that sort of shit. So that's my switch off media where I'm just sort of powering down for the day, getting ready to go to bed and just want to relax and not have to think. Just be entertained for half an hour or an hour.
I was obviously like driving around, we can like listen to loads of different stuff. So, well into me conspiracies and everything like that, end of the world, doom, whatever. It was quite then changing the route, having to learn stuff. I couldn't really listen to it. It's almost quite nice to switch off from that other, the other side. Not like worrying, but because I think about a lot of stuff. It was almost quite nice to just listen to my sat nav.
I think because a lot of it, if you listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of it can be bollocks, isn't it? There's a lot of it's utter bollocks.
Yeah, I mean,
it's entertaining in a certain way, but
yeah,
it can be it can be draining because of how much bollocks they talk, and they're so confident and convinced that what they're saying is right, and some of it you don't know anything about it and it just sounds bollocks. Some of it you don't know anything and it sounds interesting. Some of it they'll talk and you'll be like, I know a little bit about this and what you're saying I think is bollocks. Maybe it's not because no one knows. But yeah, it can get draining. So it's nice to just shut off sometimes and relax.
I like people. Yeah, people they'll tell their paranormal stories, ghost stories, whatever stories. I like listening to it, regardless. I know they're not. If they're saying this is a true story, I like listening to it and just going, oh, I take it for a fact that you're telling the truth, and it feels. And then afterwards, just go, maybe not. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't. I like doing that. I quite like. I like going right into their story. Well, almost like when you read a book, visualize everything. You taste and so, you put yourself right there. So even when I'm listening to people's stories, I love the more outlandish and that. It's like.
Yeah, there's something special about first-hand accounts, isn't there? When you can hear someone explain the story, it's a bit different from.
I love trying to find near-death experiences. It's a particular one of mine. Listening to people's they've had out, when they've nearly died and gone, what they've experienced and stuff like that. I really like listening to that. Obviously, all the ghosts.
I found a YouTube channel recently. I'll have to dig it out what it was, but that was all they did. Was near-death experience, first-hand interviews.
There's
you probably know it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, I don't see. I mean, people can make stuff up, but that's one particular thing. I don't necessarily know why people would. Because it's quite a traumatic thing for them to go through. For them, because they've been through that nearly dying thing, to come back and then mostly you wouldn't have thought they'd make it up. Most of them.
I spent a little while watching. I spent a little while of watching people saying they had near-death experiences and either spoke to Jesus or angels, and you can find them channels on YouTube. But I spent a little bit of time watching them, and they'd give accounts, and they'd a lot of the time they'd say they brought back the future, or whatever, what's going to happen. But rarely do they line up with each other. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Does that mean you discount them all, or is there alternative realities, or is it something else? I don't know. I just found it interesting, and I was trying to look through and find the ones that were, saying, to see if there was a consensus of saying the same thing was going to happen, and it's generally not. It's generally their own experience, and
I appreciate that. Yeah,
which is interesting in itself. Also, it makes it sound more like bollocks, doesn't it?
I'll have to send you a link, Rick, to the one we did with Ian Lyons, the parachutist whose parachute failed.
Oh, okay.
You might like that. He had a proper full-on time slip
Definitely.
psychedelic NDE, as they call them in the trade.
What was his name?
Experience. Ian Lyons,
Ian Lyons.
Lyons.
I'll be able to find it on my
Yeah, find it. Yeah, he was really. I met him at work. Like he rung me up to do a job for him, and I was doing some work in his kitchen. Can't remember what we were doing exactly, lights or sockets or something. And we got chatting and whatnot, and I don't know how we got onto like psychedelics.
He was like, "Yeah, put your finger in there, and we'll have the same experience."
Yeah. And then he ended up telling me about his accident. I was like, "Whoa! Do you ever listen to podcasts? Do you want to come on my podcast? Tell me the story." Yeah, it was wild story.
How long ago was it?
It was in all papers as well. Like you can find newspaper articles from when it happened.
Do you know what? I've probably heard it, but I will go. I will find it, and yeah, definitely, yeah. I think, I love them, and also the reincarnation stories, with kids and stuff like that. I don't necessarily think people have necessarily come back from living them lives. I think it might be collective memory or something like that. But anyway, it's open debate, isn't it? What are you going to say?
Eternal recurrence.
Yeah. Stan?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm on board with it. I don't know. It's a big one in theosophy. They're into reincarnation and karma and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, we don't know. We won't know until it happens, will we?
No. I'm not into karma. I just think there's no such thing as good and evil. I don't know. I don't think there's just actions and consequences. I don't me personally think as you have to balance out your karma, because how would that start from the very beginning in the first place, and then you fucked it up? You know what I mean? It's not your fault in the very first beginning bit. If it was, if like your very first, because also time goes on forever anyway, so you would never have started any. That's the thing about. It's the thing. You could, if time goes on forever and it's been around forever, at no point could you have started your karmic journey, because it would always have been. There's no beginning and no end. I don't know. That's that brain fuck thing again. You couldn't have started at one point with zero karma, because time has been forever. So you would have always never had zero karma.
Time doesn't even exist.
Exactly.
Time is our misperception of the fourth dimension.
Yes.
P.D. Uspensky would say, and that if you can grasp the fourth dimension, everything happens all at once.
Yes.
There's no such thing as time.
No,
but,
there isn't.
The perception we have of the present is just our cross section of the fourth dimension that we witness. It's wild.
No,
I find that interesting. Anyway, Sam in chat said he had a 3-night out-of-body experience in his 20s. He says, "You are the one true creator subjectively experiencing itself to every single outcome, which is eternal. Oh, study, I was told."
That's it. We are God experiencing itself individually in every single sense forever. There's no beginning, no end, and nothing.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, isn't it? You sort of have to know. Yeah. That's one of those things you have to know.
Yeah, it's like it's like a knowing sort of thing when you. It's hard.
Gnosis. They call it gnosis.
Yes, yeah, gnosis. Yeah, that's it.
Which is you experienced when you became that beam of light, I presume.
I did become an infinite being of light. Yeah, that was it. Using the salvia, becoming an infinite being of light forever that's what I am. That's my. This is just my experience now. Obviously, I forget that I'm an infinite being of light sometimes, but because that's the whole point, isn't it? To come here and experience this in whatever way, in every single angle and all that stuff. And this is so much like a fucking computer game. It's some of this, just stuff. It's just stupid stuff. Like, I don't know, like, you're going to get traffic when you don't want traffic. Just the whole stupid things. The stupid things that, well, what's the fucking point? Well, they're just stupid. There's a road, right? There's a roundabout. Doesn't matter. Sunbury Cross roundabout. Every time I go to deliver to a place, come up and then drive up, I know for a fact whatever car is in front of me is going to be driving in exactly the same way like wobbly and all over the fucking shot. I don't know. It's like it's like the Truman Show. It's like that's there just to do that every time. Truman Show. I sometimes think the Truman Shows is what we are as well, but maybe it's not like necessarily people watching us. It's something else, just for shits and giggles. Maybe we're watching our show, but it's like
well, you'd be watching. If we're all part of the same, if we're all part of God experience in itself, we're all
we're
watching ourselves, aren't we?
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. I think I often think we are the same people, exactly the same people.
Yeah, well, did you ever have that experience? I remember when I was a little kid having this thought, and I was just looking at someone or talking to someone and just thinking, we're the same thing. We're like the same consciousness, the same being, just in a different circumstance. Did you ever have that?
I do that now.
I
remember being like 8 or 9 years old and having that thought in my head.
No.
You truly are special, Phil.
You're special. Oh, no. You're special. I do. I get it. I get it now, and I'm just like, I'm on the bus, whatever, and I'm just like, and I'm just there, and I'm like, oh, guys, you don't even know that you're all me, and I'm like, you ugly fucker over there, I'm you as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I really.
So the same consciousness, but experiencing different positions in the matrix, like experiencing different lives
from a different angle, and and at some point we do all just go back to wherever we came from.
I hope so. You don't think so, do you, Lee? Do you think, are you
I'm not
hardcore atheist?
No, I'm not hardcore atheist. I think I've got no like solid things either way, really. I think it could happen, or we could just all go to nothing. I'm not.
Maybe we do all of it. Maybe we go to nothing and we go there as well. And because the universe has to experience everything, it also has to experience going to nowhere, nothing. But at some point, it will. I don't know. It has to, to experience everything.
I was thinking about God earlier.
I'm not even drinking.
I was thinking about God, and
which God?
Well, you usually think of the Christian God and how absurd it is. Really.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus, God, whatever. It's how like the absurdity of God in that aspect. And then you get people who they talk about it and like, good versus evil, and we know good is going to triumph overall. And I was thinking, well, I don't believe in God. But I could perceive that there could have been an essence, an entity, something that created everything, or that's what everything come from. But that thing isn't in itself good or evil. So there isn't a good and evil. It's just how people use the energy that's being presented to them. So there is no good. There's no Christian God who is meant to be a God of goodness, and then there's like the devil of. It's not even an adversary, is it? Because that God is so more powerful than the devil. I mean, it makes no sense of anything. But so there's a force that created everything, but it isn't a good force or a bad force. It's just a force, and then people take, or even other beings, whatever, at different levels, they take it and manipulate into what we perceive as good and evil. So I don't generally believe in forces of good and evil. I think it's just a manipulation of energy to have an outcome, which you describe as good and evil.
Yeah, so it's like time, isn't it? Again, it's just our perception of something and how we describe something. So time, good and evil, time.
Yeah, but actually not. There is no good and evil. I think we judge things on good and evil actions, but we judge that through the lens of where we live now, don't we? There's been civilizations in the past that do hideous things that we would call evil. They didn't call them evil. They called them in the presence of their God or whatever. Maybe there is an ultimate good and evil, and that was always evil. But you know what I mean? Is
that not just because our consciousness of it has evolved since those times? Since the days when Spartans would expose female children because they were girls, have we not evolved consciously from that? That's why we consider those things evil now. Well, I think most of us here have, haven't we? We know right and wrong, don't we?
Yeah, so I was daydreaming.
We do. Isn't that set more by society? I know we know right
I
and
don't
wrong,
think so.
but we could
There's
go back to,
something in you.
we could easily go back to that, and not us now, but in like, if that sort of thing started coming back in 2 or 3 generations, that would be the norm again. And I don't know if people would.
I don't think so. I
don't-
think there's something like, were you going to say that, Rick, that there's something inside of you? There's like a...
Well, it's certainly something inside that I feel, whether something's right or wrong, but I suppose if it can depend on the civilization or the thing that you're in at that time. But it does, I mean, I do...
So there's a nature and nurture argument there, isn't there?
Yeah,
so maybe some of it's nurture, it's the civilization you're from, but I would say that some of it's nature as well. It's unless you're a complete psychopath, some of it's in your nature as well. You do know right from wrong. You don't really have to be told by your mum and dad. You know when you fucked up when you're a little kid.
That's what I think.
You know when you've done something wrong. I think it's automatic. It's ingrained in us to a degree.
Yeah, to a degree. I do agree.
But we can be warped. We can be warped by the society that surrounds us, and social norms can maybe affect us. But I think deep down, we know individually what's right and wrong. Most of us.
I know you can get a bang on the head, and that can take away, your frontal lobe, whatever, and take away, make you angry, or take away your what you know of right and wrong and stuff like that. From our physical, sort of thing. That can be a thing. But you can get, you're human, so you get these fucking weird thoughts in your head, and then you go, actually, no, that's not right. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then, well, being human, but there are certain people.
Well, it's like, take your clothes off, attractive lady in my dream.
Exactly, yes, I can do it in my dream because there's no, like...
You're not acting on it.
Well,
yeah.
Well, no, but, there's no... You lose, like, the dream thing. I know on myself, but there's something I don't recall when I've been lucid in my dream apart from thinking about trying to speak to my father who passed away, which I think I managed to do. I don't think about, oh shit, I'm in my dream in whatever amount of when this runs out, I'm going to get out for work and I've got bills to pay. Nothing here. I don't like, nothing. There's no relevance to really who I am. I know I'm there and I'm experiencing it, like I can touch the walls and everything like that, but like the human person becomes a bit irrelevant. I feel like I lose something of who my personality when I'm lucid dreaming. I think no, we're talking about this kind of thing. There's like in our body when we're fully awake, there's an extra something to us. When I'm out of my body, which I'll call it, I suppose, lucid dreaming, that you lose. There's something that we've got physically that
it's conscious and subconscious.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
So when
yeah.
in your waking life, you're fully conscious, but if you're lucid dreaming, maybe subconscious brain has more power or can dictate.
Subconsciously, I want
happens.
to make all the women take their clothes off.
We all?
Yeah, I know. So
Not all of them, no. Not all of them.
All of you. I need to I don't know. So the trick in to be more effective in lucid dreaming, etc., is to get my consciousness, not my subconscious, to be in control or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, think about it.
Yeah. So if I was when I was flying, if I could enact my consciousness more, I probably would have chosen a place to go instead of just being blank. Because my subconscious didn't have anywhere.
You didn't think about it, but it's just like I'm just flying.
No, I did. That's the point of it. I did think I thought I need to go somewhere, but I could not conjure a single. I couldn't even think of going home. I couldn't think of anywhere. I couldn't think of a single point in all the world to go.
Well, that's kind of, in a way, so that's a bit like my thing where I don't think about anything here, hardly ever.
Exactly. I say so. I needed to bring my consciousness more into the what's it called, the lucidity of it, and then have a thought that could help me. But that's training. I don't. It's difficult, isn't it? Because
You know what? like that, because it has just popped in my head that I have had dreams, like again, lucid, fairly lucid, not necessarily 100%, where I've had advances and I've said no, I'm happily married. I've definitely done that in dreams. So that's like your consciousness, your actual. That's my waking life, obviously going through into the dream. Other ones when it's whatever. But, yeah, weird, man, weird. I don't know.
So jealous of your dreamings.
Just
check
It's
a dream
practice.
more.
It's practice, I think. There's ways, isn't there? You read a lot of books. Read a book about dreaming. Might give you some
Yeah, I
techniques.
suppose.
yeah, that's
Give
what
you some
do.
techniques. Or maybe
Before you go to bed.
you could probably just get away with reading half it. Just flick to the bits you want and then read the techniques of see if they work.
It's just remembering, really. I mean, the thing is that apparently everybody dreams. It's just some people remember and some people don't.
That's why,
Yeah,
like,
they say that, don't they? That everyone dreams every
Yeah.
night. It's just that some people remember them and some people don't.
Apparently, if you don't dream, you'll go mad. That's the thing. It's like it's a way to keep you conscious because you're getting filtering stuff out that you don't need to get rid of some of the shit that's gone in your head, and it doesn't need, not everything needs to stay in there, does it? You know, if every single thing that you did during the day stayed in your brain, you'd have like a gazillion conversations, and you know, maybe that's why maybe schizophrenics don't dream or something. I don't know. I don't know. What do I know about schizophrenia?
did you know blind people don't get schizophrenia?
Oh,
Blind people, there's never been a case of blind people with schizophrenia. I don't know. I don't know where I heard it, but I don't know why. I'm sure there's a reason, but well, that's an interesting fact.
is it people
no, it's
who have been?
Yeah, it's blind. It's born blind. It's if you're
I was going to
born,
say,
yeah, you don't. There's never been a case of anyone who's born without sight
otherwise,
ever
because
being
if someone who's
schizophrenic.
really schizophrenic, all you need to do is poke their eyes out and they'd be cured.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Blind, but cured.
ouch,
It's
his
fucking
eyes.
Catch his eyes. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was all about.
Maybe they should try that instead of the frontal lobotomy, whatever it was. They should have tried poking people's eyes out, just like putting patches over their eyes. I don't know. There you go.
Panning. That was another thing they used to do, and I think they even did that in ancient Egypt. That trepanning stuff, where they drill a hole in your head.
That was funny enough. That was on one of the latest Mysterious Universe podcasts.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
Panning.
And a big dive into like people and ancient people doing trepanning and the way that it's done, and it couldn't just be, they weren't just whacking holes in people's heads or.
Couldn't just
Really? Was that a recent one?
Yeah,
it is, yeah.
the last couple of weeks, whatever.
Oh, not the one I was on then.
No, I don't think it was that one.
It was.
It's funny. I was listening to that. And you was on there. Your voice was on there as well, Phil. And they said they put a link to your to that show in their show notes, so you never know. Might get a few more listens.
Oh yeah. I looked yesterday.
Did they mention you? Did they?
Yeah, they had a clip of Amish Inquisition on there talking about the monkey.
What was that then? I don't miss that. Okay.
I think it was last weekend. I think.
Yeah,
I'm still a couple behind, so
Yeah.
It was quite near the end of the episode, but yeah, because I was listening all the way through. I was like, when did it turn up? I missed it, but yeah, no, it was on there.
I know they were people talking about people doing like fairly recently doing it to themselves, the trepanning.
Yeah, well, they got voice recordings on there, and they had this woman doing it, and she said people were doing it to themselves, and then they were getting like these euphoric feelings, and it was lasting until the wound had closed over again, and then it would go away. They'd get like this super light,
like being childish or something, like childlike or something.
Yeah,
they were saying,
like this almost, like off their nut for a couple of months type feeling. They were doing it to themselves. Like, fucking hell, nah, something I'm not going to do.
Yeah. But and the thing of it was they were saying that, because it's been through, they've found, bones, etc. through,
Archaeology.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. And a lot of people, they've had trepanning and that, and then they're saying that they must have had a better technique to do it. It couldn't have just been done with, because they'd say that, they just done it by scratching, using a bone, weren't it?
Scratching with a shark tooth, weren't it? Scratching a hole in your head with a shark tooth. They're like, there's no way someone's going to sit there for a couple of hours while you scratch a hole in their head with a shark tooth.
No,
and like the wounds are going to be too, they're too clean or whatever. It's not ridiculous. They probably had drills or lasers.
Yeah, titanium. Yeah, they had
Yeah.
diamond tip drills back then.
And
Like Atlantis.
they were talking about the when they wrap the heads up to make the cone heads, wasn't it? And it was like
Yeah.
basically it puts pressure on the frontal lobe, and that can have a thing.
Which is similar to what they were doing with the Repanin or something similar, where they squish the head and it makes the frontal lobes connect to higher consciousness.
So yeah, they used to do that. It was like head binding to children. They used to do it in childhood.
Yeah.
And you know, like Brian Forster and those guys think that the reason that like the upper classes, the royalty in South America, were doing this cone head into the children is because we're trying to emulate the Anunnaki, like the aliens when they.
Well, this episode said about they were doing it because it obviously gave them. It's like psychic powers. It gave some of them psychic powers, didn't it? They said because they somewhere they done an experiment where they simulated the same pressure, like I don't know, through electrodes or something, and people were like more psychic, basically. I don't know if they read minds, but they predicted stuff. They had more better prediction and things
when
like that.
My mother was in labour with me, well, going into labour, she left it quite a while because she wanted to finish it at the ironing. So she was like, "I'm not gonna." So basically, she stopped me sort of coming out for a bit. And so when I come out, my head was quite severely squashed. Right, so that's why I've got my psychic powers, because my mum squashed my head because she wanted to do the ironing. All right.
There you go.
I haven't really got psychic powers, but I just thought.
You wish.
I don't wish.
You do wish.
Have you ever been to a psychic or a psychic night event?
Yeah, I've been
to a few. Mostly
Witchfest
bollocks, I would say.
Yeah.
Most of it's sort of gamesmanship.
There are people that are good, and there are a lot of people that I don't necessarily, not particularly.
Mostly, I mean, it's been a good few years now since I've been to a few of them, but I never come away thinking, oh, that was really good.
I've been to used to go quite a bit to the spiritualist church just to hear, because they have readers, like people up on the. I wouldn't say there was one particular one, a woman called Deborah Chalmers. She was. But she didn't pick up anything from me, but for other people, she seemed really the real deal, absolutely phenomenal. Even sort of talked about people's, I don't know, this may sound whatever, but like people's children that they'd lost as well, and it was like spot on. She didn't mince about, if you know what I mean. It was, that was one.
Mince about. She didn't mince her words. She just got straight to the point. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well,
mince about something else, Rick.
Fucking hell,
Style winning in it or whatever.
She didn't mince about either, but she didn't mince. So it was, she was very good. That's what I thought. That's probably the best one. But there's been a lot of them that like they're sort of fishing for you, like basically.
Phil, have you ever heard of Witchfest?
Witchfest? No,
yeah, never heard of it.
Interested?
Oh, Rick's been there a few times. I went once. A long time ago now.
Usually they used to do it in Croydon, Brighton, Witchfest International. I don't think they're doing it this year, but I've been like easy 15 times, I think. 15.
Is it as sexy as it sounds?
No, not really.
Nope. It's full of it's full of crazy people.
Oi, enough of that.
Fuck off, man. Was it?
Well.
I went.
I think that when you went, it was a bit shit. I think you
was it?
a bit too drunk, and
I got very drunk, got fucking shit faced. But
loads of different talks to go and you pick your talks.
Yeah, what was the angel? Something about angels. We went and sat in a big auditorium, like talking about angel numbers. No, it wasn't numbers, was it? It was angel something else. I don't know. It was.
Was it the one with the ponies, or whatever? With the was you in that one with the one with the ponies about? Tying the it was fucking what the when you sit there and you think, why the fuck did you come in here, like tying stuff on their towels and stuff like that to do with
fairies, weren't it?
It was fair,
fairies or angels. It was anyway. It's a crazy place and it's something you should visit. I reckon you'd enjoy it.
You'd have to explain, because I'm thinking when you say Witch Fest, I'm thinking like Glastonbury for Wiccans.
Well, it's in when they do the Witch Fest International. They do it in a big building with all different rooms and stuff like that. So
It's
you go there.
indoors, right?
It's indoors. Well, it's but they do one. I do actually do a witch. It's like a witch. I don't know what it's called actually. Artemis Gathering, which they do a festival over a few days, which I haven't been to. It's outside in the summer in August. They do the same kind of thing, music and drinking and drummers and all that stuff. It's and you do get the people that do your cards and stuff like that. But it's basically like it's a community of, I suppose, witches and
weirdos.
And weirdos.
You get like normal people, then you'll get the people walking around with capes on and fucking.
Why is that
you know
weirdos?
what I mean? Come on, bro. They're wearing capes. No one wears capes anymore. Now they're carrying staffs and hugely overweight.
Wow,
Let
Druid.
me tell you something.
Yeah.
Druid's turning up.
There you
Is
go.
that your wand?
I'm not sure they're druids. This is one.
That's your wand, Rick.
That's
Does
my
it have? What is it? Is it a phoenix feather in the core, or dragon's tooth, or what?
I didn't make it. I bought it. And I haven't,
Unicorn penis, that is.
I haven't consecrated it or anything yet. It's kind of just a bit of wood at the moment.
What spells do you know?
Whatever you want to do.
Do you know Wingardium Leviosa?
I was just about to trying to think of that one.
Stupefy.
Well,
Oh.
Yeah, he knows that one.
If I tell you, I'll have to kill you.
Let's send a demon after you.
Boggart.
There are a lot of, obviously.
There's a lot of strange people there. I mean, we were there. We're strange, but
Yeah, I mean,
we were
I love
generally
it.
laughing.
I go there for the piss up, and they do a great evening of musical entertainment. But
I think
Yeah,
I'd
the
enjoy
music was
that.
good, weren't it?
yeah, there's a particular.
I don't know. It's an experience, isn't it? It's one of those things you should, you might meet someone that would be good on your podcast.
Probably.
Probably would. There's probably
There's
loads of
loads of
people there who
stuff.
would be. Yeah.
There's loads of stuff happening like every month all over the country. Lots of like tours and gatherings, and we have one called New Horizons, which is in Lytham St Anne's. It's on the coast here, the Lancashire Riviera, and you get people like Mark Devlin and who's that book? That author? Damn it, Sheep Farm always talk about him. Nick Colostrum. All sorts of people turning up and giving presentations. It costs you like £2 donation to get in, and it's once a month. There's stuff like that happening everywhere. It's just like you don't hear about it.
No. If you just look for them, don't you? You can find stuff like that. Yeah. And actually, it was really expensive last year. It was like 50 quid a ticket or something like that. But
For a day?
For a day, yeah, it was quite pricey.
Fucking hell.
I think they were obviously signing the times and all that stuff. So I don't think they're doing it this year, actually, in Croydon. But anyway, yeah, that's a thing worth checking out at some point if you can ever get there. You'd come again, wouldn't you, bro?
I'd go again, yeah. I mean, it was, like I say, it's a lot. I got very drunk.
Yeah.
I don't even remember much of the talks. I remember the angel person or something, or whatever it was.
Actually, do you know what? It used to be, right, it was in Croydon Fairfield Halls. That's where that would be it's like their home base to doing the Witch Fest International. And then basically they refurbished it. So it moved to Brighton for a couple of years. I went there, did go and do that, and I think it went somewhere else as well. And then they went back to Fairfield Halls, and now it's all been refurbished, and it's all very corporate. And the security, before it'd be like Witchfest would do their own security, so you could just take your drink in and stuff like that. But now it's all done by the Fairfield Halls, and if you try and you can't take your own drink in and shit like that, they take it off you.
Oh,
so it's made it less. You want to go in there and have a laugh, and sort of everybody getting drunk and stuff, but you can't really do that now because obviously you've got
exceptional prices.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's we're going to give it a miss.
You need to find out where the next Nephilim anthropology conference is. That happens every year.
That sounds interesting.
Nephilim anthropology. It was in our town a couple of years ago.
Do they have live specimens?
I think it depends who turns up. Maybe. So I don't know. Maybe some of us. Maybe we all have a bit of Nephilim DNA in us.
I reckon so.
Believe in the
Some
Nephilim.
more than us.
Put a bit of Nephilim up you, mate. Eh? Sniff a bit
No,
of Nephilim.
I'm not. I'm not a Nephilim believer until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah. Ken Amish sort of debunked all that stuff for me.
Are you a monkey man?
Monkey Man.
Evolution, you know,
No,
or
I don't even believe in that. I don't believe in anything.
fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we've been met. I think I don't know.
Fucking birds are fake and gay.
We're I don't know, created somewhere along. I don't know. I don't know if it's all like natural selection and Darwin and all that bollocks.
Well, at that New Horizons thing a couple of months ago, I didn't go to it, but they had some guy doing a talk about evolution and sort of debunking it all. I don't know. I've never really looked into it. It's just one again. When you go to school, you get programmed with this information. This is how it works. The science is in. Science is settled. This is how we evolved. It's called evolution. This guy Darwin came up with it 150 years ago, and this is it. So you never you don't question it, do you?
Nah.
You just get on with your life.
I pretty much question everything. That's why like we've had questions in the chat here when we were, you know, like in the people typing, "Are you flat earthers?" I'm like, I'm not, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what this is. Oh. It's probably a globe or like whatever, but I still don't know for a fact. That's the thing. I don't know what we're in, what universe, or how all this shit works. That's what I'm just saying. You know,
unless you verify it yourself, how do you know? You don't know. You're just taking someone else's word for it.
I mean, I've jumped in a plane, obviously, and flown places and gone on boats and whatever, but I still don't know. Like, I don't 100%. Then I obviously don't know. I don't know how to make oxygen, water. I know like the symbols or whatever for it. But it was I was thinking there was some comedian, and he was like, if I was a time traveler, if I went like back in time, and then like people were walking around, I'd be like, you've got like when you go in the future, you'll have like a mobile phone, like you can ring people, and they were like, it was like they'll say to me, how does that work? And I'll be like, I don't know, like, and because they're like satellites and stuff, and it would be like, how's that work then? I don't know. It's like I literally know. I know nothing. I know. I know my stuff about how I feel about universes and time and all that stuff, but I don't know. If you know what I mean, I could barely start a bloody fire if I went back in time or whatever. Like I couldn't explain to someone who wouldn't even have a concept of electricity. Like how I don't even know about electricity. I know it's there. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is that the only thing you truly know is what you experience, what you know in your head. That's the only thing you can truly know.
That's why when
the rest of it could be bullshit.
When I have like lucid dreams and stuff like that, I feel like out body experiences, and I'll say like I've gone and done this or whatever, and that's as far as I'm aware, as far as I'm concerned, that's just as real as this, but just in a different place, a different perception. That's my go-to, where it's because that's my experience of it, regardless of whether I can make someone else experience it or believe that whatever's happened has happened, or I've seen or whatever. That's my experience, and that's my thing.
That goes back to the Vedantas, like the earliest, ancientest Indian philosophy. That the dream is the dream might be real for all you know, and this waking reality is a construct. That's the myth. That's the falsity. And, it's when you're dreaming. That's when you're truly conscious and aware.
I can't disagree with that. Have you not had any lucid dreams or?
Yeah. I've definitely had lucid dreams. I've had like a couple.
Okay. So when you're
I've had like one where I was like fully lucid and had the realization I was lucid and was able to sort of Superman.
Yeah.
Like, when you have that realization, I'm dreaming, I can do anything. Right, I'm going to Superman through the ceiling out into space.
That thing always feels like that's realer than here. There's some weird tangible feeling of it. Just feels realer. Like again, I can't explain it. It just feels like that's the real sort of place. And this, but only when I'm there that feels like that. Obviously, because when I'm here, this is here. So when I'm there, it's like it really does feel like just real, like, and it feels wet as well. Some weird wetness about it.
What?
Wet. When I'm lucid dreaming, there's a certain. When I'm lucid dreaming, it's wet. It's like it's damp. That's all. That's my like the. Yeah, it feels damp. Not like foggy damp. Just
Moist.
moist. Yeah, it feels like. I don't know. It's a strange.
Fluid.
Not like swimming, but just like.
No.
I don't know how to explain it. I can't explain it. That's the
Humid,
word for it. But not hot. Yeah, it's like it feels humid, but not hot humid. So it's like cold humid. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Cold humid. There's a thing. I don't know.
No, I've never had that.
Next time you're there, work out. I don't know. Feel the floor. Feel stuff. Touch the floor and that. It's like.
No, not doing that.
Anyway, nuclear war.
Around the corner.
Just thought I'd chuck that in there. As
What did you...
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, go
I
on.
was going to say, what did you make of these horses that got loose?
Oh
near you?
yeah. That's cool. Yeah, they were just down the road. Yeah, quite far down the road. Interesting. Like the black and white horse with a bit of red on it, and then the Big Ben stopped in it as well at sort of the same time that it happened. I don't know.
Did it? Did it stop at the same time, or was it already stopped? I know a lot of people talk a lot of bullshit when this stuff happens.
Yeah. They're like it froze and
symbolism. It's like we should all be dead now from the eclipse, according to everybody. The symbolism and that.
Love that.
A lot of this symbolism, I just don't.
I shut the fuck up
away
afterwards.
Who did?
They're all dead. The eclipse.
Well, what they're going to say? The world was going to end or whatever. It was all going to be 4 months of darkness or whatever it was, and it didn't. What? Of course it didn't, because it's a fucking...
How could it be? Because it's on the other side. Like, it couldn't be like...
No, that's what they said, didn't they? Look, it's going to be 4 weeks of darkness. It's like, no, it's an eclipse. We know what's going to happen.
I think that was... I think that
in
was
the program.
That was a CIA psyop to make people seem even more divvy, because... Why would you even say that?
Because a lot of people are divvy, though.
Get Satka.
But that's the problem with how this whole... We're part of this community. But a lot of people are fucking retards in it, aren't they? That's what I'm not saying I'm not. Because I talk a lot of... Me and you, Rick, we talk a lot of bollocks, don't we? Like from week to week. We make stuff up. We talk a lot of old shit. We don't,
We talk about a lot of stuff that other people make up.
Yeah, we do. But we talk about it in a sort of a way where we're not taking it too seriously. But there's people out there, they were adamant. They probably weren't. They were trying to make money. But some of them were adamant that the world was it was part of some Bible prophecy, and the world was going to go into however many weeks or months or years of darkness through this eclipse. It's like fucking lunacy. And that's
you've got
the tip of the iceberg.
Three things. About 3 things going on there. You've got the grifters who just jump onto this as the next thing that they can, sell some supplements for or whatever they do to make money out of the conspiracy community. And you've got the true believers who believe everything.
Hallelujah!
And then you've got the controlled ops. You got the people who pump these messages out to discredit everyone else who's interested in JFK or 9/11 or Convid or whatever else it is.
I think that was
it could be
that eclipse. I think that was massive psyop with. Sorry, my camera's gone all funky.
That's what I think flat Earth is. I think that's one of the biggest psyops to make people seem stupid, because it's, for me, there's nothing to it.
I would say about things like that. It's made people question other things.
Yeah, possibly.
If you look into it and you realise that actually flat Earth, that's stupid, maybe. But then you may look at, and then like the ice wall, and then you'll look at why are they doing stuff in the Antarctic, Arctic, whatever. What's going on? Is there something going on? Then you look into other stuff.
Is there something
going on?
And
then you get led to Epstein's Island, and then 9/11.
Yeah,
so
maybe
that,
it leads on. It's a good thing.
I mean, I do agree with you. That's it's probably the big psyop.
The biggest psyop about flat Earth is sometimes flat Earth stuff will get taken down, and then everyone's like, "Oh, because they're hiding it." It's why, you know, it's got to be true. It's like, no, they're hiding it because they know you're going to say that exact thing and then you're going to believe flat earth. And then that makes everyone else or everything else you say look dumb because I think flat earth is dumb. I'm going to say that. I can stand up and say that. And so I think that's part of, if it's a psyop, I think that's whole thing of hiding stuff. They know, because if there is a whole control mechanism, they know what they're doing, a lot of it. They know what they're doing fucking years in advance. We're only playing catch up all the time. And so this, if you're sitting there thinking, well, how can we make people look stupid? Well, there's this flat earth here, we should just let them run with it. It's like, no, let's close some of that off and pretend, you know, make it seem like it's mystical and could potentially be true. But then anyone who does, we don't do science, but you can go out there, you can get some sticks and phone your mate in another country and, you know, do measurements with him live sort of thing. And, or probably even with fucking cameras, you know, like video cameras on your phone. If you know someone in another country and you can do these measurements, and I think they will probably turn out to be true, that proves the earth is some sort of globe.
Oh, I didn't hear what you just said then. Sorry, what was that? I'm kidding.
I'm joking, anyway, I think hiding stuff to do with flat earth or taking stuff down is part of the psyop of making people look stupid. And people fall for it by like, oh, they've taken that down, therefore it's got to be true. And there'll be other stuff where they're doing the same sort of thing. Sam's having a good old chat in chat here, and no one knows what he's saying.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got loads of stuff. I can't read it all out.
Oh yeah, the four horses of the apocalypse. So how many horses got let loose?
There was 5.
Was it?
There was
5.
The white one.
No, there was 5 altogether.
Oh, so I got manipulated by it.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's some symbolism with the 5th one. Like, I'm sure someone can make up something or link it to something.
I just saw the black one and the white one that was covered in blood. Quite disturbing.
So that's the disturbing image, isn't it? Apparently there was 5 horses altogether.
Was anyone hurt?
Some people, 4 people, I think.
Yeah,
4 people are hurt, 5 horses. That's how I remember. It was 5 because there was an extra horse. Apparently some builders made some noise and the horses bolted or something. No.
You know.
So I'm just going to chat.
That was all I heard anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure there's anything to see there.
I'm not a huge symbolism person. Most of that sort of stuff.
Antichrist, wasn't it? Antichrist.
Don't
go
with it.
It was like the black horse is the Antichrist.
It's the black horse. Well, no, isn't it? So if there was 5 horses, isn't it the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and then the 5th horse is going to be the Antichrist? Surely. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, no, I was just looking at this.
Just making this up as we go along here.
Yeah. Go on. What? Where?
So he does this to me all the time.
Sorry, because I can't multitask. You can read stuff and talk at the same time. I can't do it.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
I don't go. What about you, Phil? You much for symbolism and that?
It doesn't really matter if you've got someone else there, and I'm not.
No, it doesn't.
I'm into the symbolism. It's just I don't know how much of it is us reading what we want to find in it, and how much of it is just.
What about at the beginning of COVID? They brought them the so-called first cases into the UK on 4 buses, and it was like was it horsemen? They were like the buses were like the horsemen, and it was like almost like they were going like, this is like the for.
Oh, because it was the horseman is the company that the buses were.
That's it. Yeah,
something
it was
like
it was. I do recall that. I was like, oh, it's like they're bringing
coincidence, symbolism. I don't know. Are they doing it? Are they showing us? Do they have to show us?
No, they weren't showing us.
One of those things.
Or maybe they were because they were going to, I don't know, spike everybody or whatever. But I don't know. That was interesting. The only thing made me think about that was because of these horses. That was all, because like a beginning of something. So, and you've got Beltane, haven't you? Which is like next week. But but there's often there'll be a shooting, a burning where quite a few people will be killed, probably on Wednesday or Thursday. So you've got the beginning, the Beltane fires and stuff like that. There generally is, I think, something goes down round about then. Maybe I'm making it up, but look out for that. Anyway,
we look out somewhere in the world for a shooting and someone being burnt. Over the 8 billion people in the world,
earthquake,
you're probably going to happen. An earthquake and a fire is always happening somewhere. That's the thing with these things, isn't it? There's something somewhere. Some of this shit is always going on somewhere in the world.
Yeah, Just saying. Something relative to horses or some shit like that. I don't know.
And then when you get people
Keep an eye
predicting
out
stuff,
for it.
oh, this is going to happen here, never happens there, does it? It never happens on the day. It never. I'm just not a big symbolism person.
Even I get it wrong sometimes.
Yeah, all the time. When has one of our predictions ever come true? Never.
I don't.
That's part of the fun, though, isn't it? At one time, you're like, yeah, I did it.
Charles, my dream about Charles, him getting. He was watching me ascend a ladder to do.
He was watching you.
He was watching me while I
Yeah.
ascended a ladder and to the flag, and I was like, something's going to happen with Charles, and he come out that he had cancer or whatever.
Sausage
and it was like
fingers.
the next week, and
I think you're right. I'll give you
Really?
that
I
one.
did.
Yeah,
I
he
did
did.
get that one. I did.
And that was a dream.
Yeah, that was a dream. Yeah, and then like about 3 days later, and I said it on the podcast. Yeah, something was going to happen with Charles, and it come out. Yeah, he was like got diagnosed with cancer.
Fucking hell, Baba Vanga over
Really?
here.
Yeah, but they're so vague that I'd go like. I've had so many dreams about massive tsunamis and.
Yeah, that was your
Pockets
big thing all the time, wasn't it? It's like, I had a dream about tsunami, America, West Coast, East Coast is going to be wiped off the map. Nothing.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for it. You're waiting for this thing. You always thought you had these prophetic
Nuclear
dreams,
war.
but you never did. Anyway, Kate will be back in the next couple of weeks because her clone should be ready. 5 months, isn't it, for an advanced human clone, apparently.
He's dead. He's dead. Sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
she's
Dead
dead.
born out.
Well, she might be, but her clone's going to be back, so it's all good.
I don't know. Don't have
That was
First couple of weeks of May.
weird. It
that whole
was
thing.
so weird, that farm shop thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
where
like,
they tried
I
to make
will-
it like. Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
I watched that video. I was like, is it me? Or does that look nothing like her?
Yeah.
I think it was just one of those media things, wasn't it?
Well, that's the thing. Is it just really shit PR management? Or what?
No, I don't even think it was PR. I think it was just someone said, oh, that's her. And then the
Not so
papers
sure.
or whatever picked up on it and thought, oh, we'll go with that. And just, I don't know.
Well,
one of
everything gets
those-
questioned now online, doesn't it? If it was just if it was previous, you would have had the Sun newspaper, the Daily Mirror, BBC, whatever. You wouldn't have had the internet. That would have been. She would have been seen at the farm shop. She's live, all well, and then they would have had that picture as well.
don't
The
know.
photo that was photoshopped with fucking
I-
weird.
No,
That
I think the
was-
farm shop thing is just them thinking, oh, it looks a bit like him. If we put it out, we'll get clicks and we'll make money off of advertising.
And then they
Simple as
released a
that.
video of her talking or whatever on a thing, which is probably AI, and it's like spring
On the
grass and
bench.
fucking flowers and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's
It's a bit
like,
of a weird one.
Hmm.
why?
No. Why? Because her clone's
Well, they
growing. I
don't-
told you that's why.
Yeah. But,
Well, you
probably,
got
yeah.
two more weeks yet and then she'll be out. It's all good.
We'll see.
You just wonder, you think they can't be that incompetent, surely. This
Yeah.
machine, this royal machine that's worth hundreds and hundreds of millions, billions of pounds. You think surely they can do a better job than putting out that dodgy AI photo where everyone's hands look fucking mad.
Yeah, and then
they
the
were
whole
like,
story about like the her like meant to be her statement. Oh, I sometimes touch up photos. Like, no, you don't. Well, you go in Photoshop and make up mix pictures of your children. Just take a proper picture and fucking put it out there, or don't do anything. It was very strange.
I'm an amateur photographer, don't you know? And sometimes I fuck around with the GIMP.
Yeah, it's
alter
just
images.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
What
nonsense.
should do?
But they must think, well, people swallow this shit. They must think, well, the majority of people are just going to swallow this shit, whatever we tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you try and say.
Well, because a lot of people don't even look at it, do they? They just, oh well, it's a picture of Kate, whatever.
Well, it's on Twitter, like when
Leave
that
it alone.
farm shop video came out, the amount of people on Twitter were saying, of course it's her,
Yeah,
you crazy conspiracy nut job. Of course it's her. Looks exactly like her. And I'm thinking, is this Dimension B? Are we in a parallel universe here? It looks fucking nothing like her.
yeah, I had the same thing. I think that's not. Right, well, I was like, that don't look like her at all.
I just don't get it. It's
there
like
was-
something's stuck in some people have this thing in their head that they just can't believe that they would lie to them.
No.
Yeah.
Can't believe that the royal family would put out a statement that was false,
Yeah, but when I don't say anything to my dear mother about the Queen, she's just a little old lady. I'm like, no, she's a cunt. She's like, I was like, no, you can't say that about the Queen. She's just a
Fucking
pick on her.
lizard. Fucking
I do.
lizard.
A fucking lizard. Say she's a lizard.
Yeah, you
Same,
buggers, give us back our land.
always. They're like, oh, leave
Yeah.
Kate alone. Well, she's just off having a, I don't know, maybe she's sitting on a brood of eggs or something like that. I fuck knows. They're fucking evil. You know, you want evil? Probably them, because people don't think they are. Nasty.
I think lots of people think they are.
Nasty hobbits. That's what I think anyway. Don't like her.
Do you think there's much hope for the royal family going forward?
Nope.
You think they're going to get kicked out eventually? It's going to get wound out. So quietly wound down.
Yeah, probably. Couple of
Eventually, yeah.
generations. Do you think they just nuke them or something? Not nuke, literally. Just
Nah, they just phase them out. Like the other,
It's a bit
Doesn't
fucking
literally-
extreme.
yeah, like there'll be.
You don't have to nuke them.
I didn't mean
Are
literally.
they
nuke, I mean,
fucking Nephilim? Are they Nephilim? You got to fucking drop a nuke on their heads to get rid of them.
oh dear. Don't know why I said that.
cockroaches. They'll still be there.
But then now, I don't know, some excuse for attack somebody, blow someone up. You wipe out the royal family, change the constitution.
No, I think they'll just fade away like they are in other European countries.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's so
Massive
close, like
amounts of wealth,
Denmark. Yeah, so like Denmark has a royal family, but as far as I'm aware, it's just like a symbolic thing. I
Yeah,
don't think they have any constitutional powers or law-making powers or any special privileges. Obviously, they have special privileges.
Yeah,
They always
of course,
turn up at Davos every year.
I think these royals and that got a bit more power than you maybe think.
yeah, I think they probably have. One of
They've
our
got
earliest
money and power,
podcasts,
so-
you said about the Queen having some sort of power, and I was like, no, that's not true. And then you look into it, and she did have some certain
Yeah.
amount of power
Yeah,
over governmental decisions,
I was right.
like
Wasn't
some
I?
sort of, call it soft power, but it wasn't. It was more than that. It's hidden, and yeah, when I looked into it, I was
hard.
like, fuck.
Apparently, I'm never right. Urgh.
You was right that time, but you wasn't right. Someone told you about it, and you told me, and I'd
I
said
don't know nothing.
you was
so I just
wrong
read what other people
because
say.
obviously I believe that the Queen and that didn't have any power, but then they actually did seem to have power.
You think?
Right.
Do you think King Charles is already dead?
Yeah,
No,
he's dead as well.
I don't think so.
He's dead. He's dead. He died when I had that dream, probably. Old sausage fingers. He's well dead. Kate's dead. He's dead. Queen's dead. Queen was dead about 6 months before she died as well. Oh, no, it's 'cause
Yeah, I
they
could
have
go
to
with
die
that.
At a certain point. They have to die at a certain point so they can arrange their bloody funeral things and stuff like that. I don't know. I actually, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm not, that's it. Next. What are you reading? You've just,
Who?
like, you
You
just
reading
loaned
out? Are you reading out, Lee?
Oh, nothing. Someone in chat trying to sell me viewers.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, cool.
I'm just trying to work out how to fucking get rid of them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway,
Yeah. So, what do you think, Phil? Do you reckon the royal family's going to continue, live long and prosper?
no, fucking hope not.
I was just about to say
Oh.
that.
Talk about retrograde. I mean, it's a joke, isn't it? We shouldn't have any royal family. I mean, I'd get rid of the government as well if it was up to me.
Oh,
That there
yeah.
wouldn't be any sort of authority
Don't you
figures in the
cringe
land.
when people go, leaders. Like, fuck off. You just bought yourself
Yeah,
in. You're leaders, your leader. You're Western.
You
leader.
don't fucking lead
Leaders.
me. You don't lead me anywhere.
Nothing.
You might lead me up the garden path, but you don't fucking lead me anywhere.
Yeah,
No, I have no
useless,
time
aren't
for
they?
him. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, the royal family will sort of slowly disappear into obscurity, and
But they
would
work
be
so
nice if it's-
hard, and they bring all that tourism. That's what people say. And I say, well, all you got to do, look at France. They cut all their heads off, and it improved their tourism, didn't it? If we had some of that, not that I would. I don't think we should do anything like that.
yeah,
Just
like Russia,
right?
Russia as well.
Exactly. Tourism thriving. America, no, doesn't it count? Revolution, brilliant. I don't know.
No, monarchy makes no sense to me.
I love history.
There's,
I love castles. I appreciate the fact that they built
Yeah.
castles on like using,
With all our money,
yeah, all of my money. Built a castle with my money, yeah.
Money's fake and gay anyway. Isn't it?
Money, yeah, it is fake and gay, yeah.
It's all a scam.
I mean,
I'm going to Warwick.
Warwick Castle.
Yeah, I'm going to Warwick Castle, yeah, on
Nice.
next week. Yeah, been there before. Wicked, love it. I love going like into the dungeon and all that stuff.
I was just gonna say, is there a dungeon there?
There is a dungeon. Yeah. I went there.
Are you gonna get chained up?
Maybe, hopefully.
You're going to take recorders and see if there's any EVPs or whatever they're called.
Well, I went there last
Is it
time.
EVP?
I won't be any EVP. I'll take some, I don't know, photos or videos. But you would say that. I suppose you go in a dungeon, you're going to expect something. But there was something. I don't know what it was. It was weird. That doesn't really explain.
I think places. Yeah, I think places can hold like a vibe. Like certain places where they have like a massive, long-standing historical presence of shit things happening, or good things happening. I think places can kind of retain some sort of energy, psychical energy.
Stone.
Granite, particularly.
Granite.
Yeah, it's full of quartz, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
So maybe if I get like a quartz necklace or something and go down into the dungeon and suck up some.
I'd take a Ouija board instead. That'd be more useful.
I'll take. Do you know what? I did have a wand before and it had quartz in it and it disappeared. Stolen. Anyway.
The fairies.
I'm not going to take a Ouija board.
You're not going to?
No.
That'd be more useful than a wand.
You say that. Look at Harry
Potter.
I think
it would be.
Yeah. You can defend yourself with a wand.
Look him in the eye.
Gouge the eyes. Poke him in the eye. Gouge the eye.
Can hit someone with the Ouija board. Whoa, like that. Oh, cool.
I've never done one. I'm scared. Scared of Ouija boards.
Oh, yeah.
I won't do one. Yeah.
Do you vote? Sorry, that's what to make. Do you vote, Phil?
Vote?
Vote. Don't like vote. Do you vote? Yeah.
Fuck the no.
No. You, Lee?
What, in general elections I do. I don't know any other ones.
Because there's local elections coming up. Yeah, I don't.
Even if it's pointless, I'm still just going to do it anyway. Just, because it might not be pointless, and then why not?
You know what I might do? I might spoil my ballot paper.
Like piss on it.
You don't have to go.
Wipe your ass on it.
Wipe your ass. You don't have to go that far. Just check all the boxes, or just scribble over it and hand it in, because they have to record that.
Yeah, you have to show.
So, if there's an argument that, right, if you don't vote like I normally don't do, and then say the result is 60% to 40% Labour as far as MPs go. So Labour gets 60% of the MPs, and they always trot out voter turnout. Well, 40% of the electorate voted or whatever. So your vote's not, you don't vote, so you're sort of out of the system. But if you spoil your ballot paper, they have to record that, and it goes down in the results. So when you go to your MP and they do the little small vote counting, and it'll say, Labour got 20,000 votes, Conservative 10,000 votes, and they'll say how many spoiled ballot papers there were. And I think that's a way of making them notice. It's telling them, I'm willing to vote, but you're all fucking shit. So if you do a better job, you might win it. You might win my vote. Yeah. Rather than just being out of the system completely and being essentially, they see you as a lost cause. They're never going to get you.
I feel that they put in who they want anyway. It doesn't matter who you vote for, regardless, and they don't care whether you spoil your ballot paper. That's just how I feel about it. Whoever's in is in there by design, regardless of whether it's Labour, Tories, whatever. It's whoever they want, whoever they are, will be there. And if anyone tries to go against the status quo, they'll be likely got rid of. So John Smith, maybe.
Robin Cook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I still think I don't know. Corbyn maybe was compromised. He had dirt on him because that's what they do.
That's from his allotment. The dirt on him.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I just and you had okay, I'm going to get my history wrong a bit, but they were quite willing to bringing the army onto the streets, weren't they? Have you seen? Was it a very British? Is it a very British coup? I'm trying to think. I'm not going to go into it now, but I can't remember for the world of me what government it was, but if the Labour government had got in, they were quite prepared to put the army onto the streets to stop it back in the 70s. Look up the Very British Coup.
Right, back in
Yeah.
the 70s.
Is that
70s.
a true story? Is that a made up story?
It's a true story.
Is that a made up true story?
I can't. It's a true story.
We had, I'm pretty
British
sure, back in like Churchill's day, there was army brought into the streets of Liverpool to
Yeah.
stop strike action from the dock workers.
Yeah.
In like the 1930s, 1940s, somewhere around then.
Yeah, it might have even been a bit earlier, 20s, late 20s.
It could have been. It could have been when he was like chief of the Admiralty or something.
Yeah. Was it dock workers or was it miners again?
I'm pretty sure it was
but he did use the army against him. Yeah.
I'm sure it was Liverpool, so that would be docks. That was the major port. Yeah.
Despicable man, really.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Churchill. In certain regards.
Yeah, he's lionised, isn't he? He's this great leader, and it's like, fucking hell.
I suppose, because people just see Second World War, we'll fight them on the beaches and all that shit, with and then they give him a pass for all the other shit.
Yeah.
Racist, murdering, fucking.
I mean, to be fair, he did his time on the front lines. Like he got stuck in. Yeah, he nearly died a few times in First World War.
Oh, that gives Hitler a pass as well, then, doesn't it? So did he. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't get them now, do you? You don't seem to get leaders, doing any of that, getting their hands dirty anywhere. Like none of them. They're all blue collar. Is it blue collar? They're all.
They're all
I don't know.
career politicians, aren't they? They don't come from anywhere else. They just go to university and then go and be a politician. They've got no real world experience.
They're just administrators now.
Yeah.
But if you go back through history, the leaders were in the. Oh, look at Alexander the Great. I mean, he led cavalry charges.
Genghis Khan.
Most powerful man in the world. Genghis Khan.
Love it.
Julius Caesar.
All of them.
Yeah, they weren't afraid to get stuck in. But I mean, they did it for political reasons as well, like because the army respected you. If you're mucking in with the rest of the troops, then they'll do anything you want.
All the royal family used to do it, didn't they, back in the day?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was for their own personal gain, but they had to. They had to fight.
It's like the Crusades, like all these Norman noblemen. They were all cavalry fighting the Muslims.
Yeah.
And a lot of them didn't come back.
But to be fair, like with the royal family, they're always pictured as doing service, whether it's on the helicopters or whatever.
Fucking bullshit.
Like I said, pictured. I didn't say they did it. I said pictured.
Yeah.
So they always try and like make it like a thing, like they're in the services and done their time and stuff like that. But maybe it should be a thing you have to be a ruler or a leader of.
You have to fight in a war in the front line.
Prime Minister, yeah.
How about we don't have wars? That'd be better. And then make up wars to fight, so it can be a leader.
Well, no. If there's a war, it should be like if you go to war, then you have to the Prime Minister or his like son, wife, whatever, daughter has to go and fight on the front line. Has to like as a hostage, like if there's going to
soon put an end to it. Soon put an end to it. That wouldn't it?
It should be all the MPs' families. If there's a war, all the MPs' families have to be fighting.
And with the oldest.
I've just had a deja vu. This conversation's happened before.
Maybe we talked about
not in this universe.
It's a different universe.
I just had a really strong deja vu then when Rick was talking about the leaders' kids going to battle.
I should.
I mean, if only we'd all had it at the same time, that'd have been cool.
I did. I got a what have I got? I bought some wood to burn some wood for my Beltane fire. Right, I'm going to do a spell for all that. No, I'm not going to do any shit like that.
Did you really get some wood?
I did.
What, to make a fire?
Yes.
So you are going to do a spell?
Yes.
Okay. What spell you doing?
Give me loads of money.
A money spell. I should have known.
No, I don't know. I'm going to do positive, welcoming sun.
Positive affirmation.
Nature. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like that.
For your life, universe, and everything.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
If I can get the day off. Otherwise, in the morning, I want to do it in the morning. So
Oh, okay. What, for the rising sun sort of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Or
I intend
when you
to,
be up,
yeah.
wouldn't that be before you go to work?
I ain't going to get up. No, because I stink of smoke. So I'm not going to get up and do it and then go to work. So plus I'd have to tend the fire, and I don't want, you know.
Fire out. Let it
My
burn.
plan is
Burn. Okay, you plan on
or
having a
I
day's
do it,
worth of bonfires.
Yeah, or I'll do it maybe do it the night before, but yeah, I intend to do it in
Okay.
theory. But it's supposed to be
When is
raining,
it?
so we'll see what happens next week. Next Wednesday, the 1st.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Are you off on your birthday?
I'm off on the Thursday, yeah. I'm going to London for afternoon tea
Are you?
at the park.
Oh, how wonderful.
Hotel, something like that, yes. And then we're going to Warwick on the Friday, yes. So
Okay.
lovely. Yeah.
Biffin.
Biffin, yeah, that's cool. Anyway, you got anything else? You wanna any weird whatever's you wanna add, chuck in, finish, talk about moon, whatever?
Talk about moon, whatever.
I don't know, I'm just
balloon.
saying. You got anything else you want to talk about?
About how the moon is fake and gay, as well as birds.
Oh, I
They
thought you
live.
were saying faking, like faking gay, but faking
Fake
gay.
and gay.
Fucking
Gay.
Do you think they're going to go back to the moon in like the next 5-10 years?
Ew.
What, people? What, real
never
people?
left the moon. They never left the moon.
They never left it. That was an interesting. I told you about that the other day, didn't I, Rick?
Yeah.
Someone talking about. I can't even remember the whole thing now. But they said about going to the moon, and then the person who was talking about going to the moon said, "Oh, well, we never left the moon." I don't know. I was like, "What?" That was a bit of a strange comment to say. He was like some high up scientist or something to do with NASA or something. I was like, that was very strange. I think he was like saying it a little bit jokingly, but it's just, I don't know. It's really stuck out in the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going back anytime soon, if they even went there. I think they did go there, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I do think they did. They definitely sent something there because there's mirrors and that on the moon.
I've got a theory. One of my theories is we're, like Avatar, we're actually on the moon and we're being projected. Our consciousness is from the moon.
We're asleep in the moon.
Yeah.
That's
one of my ideas.
The moon is a construct to trap our souls so we can't get out of the prison of Earth, isn't it?
There's that one as well, yeah. I like that one.
You think our bodies are on the moon in pods?
I don't know, something like that. Maybe, possibly. I'm not
Possibly.
I'm not against that idea.
We're projected. Are we projected down? So what are we? Holograms, like real holograms? Or are we projected into robots or what?
Yeah, that one.
Wait, it said Avatar. It said Avatar. So maybe our real bodies are giant blue cat people, and they're in pods and on the moon, and we're just projected into these Avatar bodies. These like ape-like.
No, we're more like probably in bowls, like brains on the side.
Brains.
Yeah, we're just brains in the liquid floating around. We have to be projected our consciousness into. I don't know. I'd make that up then as well. Good one, that, isn't it?
It's good.
I should write a book about all this stuff. What
it is we're. If you look back in history, they got the lists with people living hundreds of years. Those people lived hundreds of years because their consciousness could go and then come back. Not making any sense. So the other alien race
makes even less sense than what I just said.
The other alien race built the moon to trap the consciousness on the Earth, so you can't keep going and coming back.
Can't live forever.
Yeah, so you can't live forever. Like a stop. Otherwise, your consciousness can escape and then come back again as a what's it called? As a like you remember. Whereas the moon is built because it's made out of metal, isn't it? We all know that because it's rusting. That's what they say. And so it's like a big machine.
All we need to do then is nuke the moon, and then we can live forever.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
might as well
do it.
Did you ever?
It's be interesting tidal waves. If we do that.
Yeah. Did you ever see about the Project Horizon they made back in the 50s, where they said they were going to get to the build a moon base by like, I think it was 1959 or something, and then put soldiers on them. America then put soldiers on the moon. I think they were only going to have like 7 or 8 soldiers, but they were going to be like manning the nuclear weapons on the moon to stop the Russians getting there. Did you ever see that?
How did that work out?
It didn't work out because it didn't work. But they had a whole plan, like these modular things they were going to send up to the moon, like these modules, which look very similar to, if you ever looked at, what's his name? Thingy Bigelow. Space bloke who was part of Skinwalker Ranch. What's his name? Say David, it's not David Bigelow. Bigelow, he had plans to build stuff on the moon, and the modules look very similar to the ones from Project Horizon, I think. These modular moon things.
I find it really weird that with all the technology and all the computing power that we have now, it seems to be a real pain in the ass to get to the moon. But 50 years ago, we got there with less computing power than a fucking calculator.
Yeah, with a packet of sticks.
These shit screens and this fucking wanky old joystick. And then you look at that moon buggy, which is just, or just the landing craft. The Eagle, like with the tinfoil wrapped around it and shit. I just think this looks fake and gay, man.
Proper fake and gay. Proper fake and gay.
Maybe.
Definitely.
Maybe not. I mean, have you ever studied the technical aspects of like the moon lander? Everyone looks at the picture and goes, "Oh, that can't possibly work." But have you looked at the technical aspects of it? I haven't.
Can't even put a light socket in, mate. I mean,
I did a talk on the moon landing in first year of high school. So I know all about it.
Woohoo.
Okay.
He has done. He's read the technical. Have you been to the is it the Science Museum, and they've got that it's there, isn't it? Like the moon lander.
No.
The Eagle. It is stupid though. They couldn't do it. They couldn't have got.
Why couldn't they do it though? Why couldn't they do it in it? I'm not.
Well, why can't they do it now? That's the question. We're 60 years on. Why can't they do it?
They're not allowed. The aliens
won't allow. Already there.
Yeah, we're already there. Yeah.
I can't say we fly to the moon daily, or we've got teleporters or shit like that. Yeah. Just can't say nothing, can they? Because
it could be a combination of that. Who the fuck knows?
It should get easier every time.
Yeah.
You would think with the development of technology we've had since 1969,
there'd be a moon base.
It would be a fucking moon, definitely a moon base. I mean, I remember reading Arthur C. Clarke back in the late 80s, 2001, 2010. All these moon bases, and it just never happened. The Jetsons, I used to watch the Jetsons when I was a kid, and how technology was going to be in the year 2000, all these things, and it just never happened. And you think, well, how much was that of that was just propaganda, just Cold War propaganda?
Well,
we've got one over on the Soviets. We've got,
I also think that whole beating the Soviets, if it was, we were going to have to take that whole thing was real, was a huge aspect that I don't think we quite understand the mindset of it now because of where we are. Back then it was like they had to do it because they were losing the space race, if space is real, because the Russians had already put the first satellite up, they'd put a first thing into space in the dog, put first man into space. You know, they were losing. So there's a possibility that they just thought, fuck it, we're going to do this, and whether the astronauts survive, we don't really care. We're going to throw everything at it. And I think there was a big chance they thought these men are going to go up there. Potentially they might land on the moon, and fuck it, they might get left there. So we'll make some pictures and pretend they landed. Even if they crashed, they'd like put these pictures out, which is probably what the moon landings are, fake pictures. Doesn't mean they didn't go there. And then if they all blew up, we'll just say that they landed, we've done this, and then on the way back they all died or something like that. You know, they burnt up on re-entry, something went wrong. I reckon that might be a possible thing that happened. But I think the mindset of them to just like, fuck it, let's just throw everything at it. They might all die of radiation, or, you know, die when they get back of radiation. We don't really care. We just want this done, so we got this win. I think that's a huge factor that people don't factor into it.
What if
you are? Sorry, go on. Rick.
No, after you.
I'm just very quick. If all you're concerned about is the win, it's a lot easier to just fake it.
Oh yeah, true. But then, if space is real and that there's people who weren't part of NASA who were monitoring, you know, we can measure shit out into space. Apparently,
I don't know.
we have to take, if we're going with the science of that, we have to take that that's real. Otherwise, I don't know.
I'm not.
No, you're
what
not.
if? What if? Here you go. They did send people to the what's it called, to the moon, so that the landing bit was real. But they had the actors, which is like the Buzz Aldrin and that. They're the people that were still alive afterwards were the actors, and they never
Okay.
came back from the moon.
But they never went there, but other people did.
Yeah.
Or crashed on the moon and blew up. Yeah, I mean, that's possible.
Possible, yeah.
Something right.
No, that is entirely possible.
Yeah.
It's hard. We can't verify it, can we? What
No,
the fuck
we
do we
can't.
know? No, but it's interesting. It's fun to speculate on these things.
Yeah.
That's the thing that does my head in, is why is it so difficult today? You know, that's what I'm struggling to get over.
Maybe
That's what raises the question. Well,
Like
exactly. That's the sort of.
Literally is impossible with our technology. It was impossible with their technology.
It could just be cost. It's going to cost so much money. And the chances, there is probably a big chance that they're just going to die when they get there. Like maybe the first time was like a total fluke, and they thought, we got out of this, we just fluked it. We just done our best calculations and it fucking worked. But if because now all the like all the rockets, they got systems and redundancies and extra redundancies. They got so much extra stuff, which is part of the reason why it's so expensive to launch spaceships. If you stripped all that out and just launched a spaceship, apparently it would be so much cheaper, but you wouldn't have the safety aspects of it. And no one, they can't believe.
I can't believe it's a costing issue. They've just signed a bill sending another $100 billion to Ukraine. The money's there.
Is it though? Yeah, but it's the money. I know that.
It.
But money going into NASA doesn't necessarily mean it's being spent on the space program.
Yeah,
I think the money going into NASA is being spent on the arcs for the elites for when the cataclysm comes.
I was
100%. All the money, all the stuff, the big spending, all the trillions that went missing before the Twin Towers, all being spent on big arcs that they're building to save the elite of humanity when the cataclysm comes. That's where it's all done.
That movie 2012.
Yeah, that with the arcs, something like that.
Yeah,
they're out there somewhere.
I read a book and I've got.
That's where the money is. All the money laundering.
Can't find me my audio ball. It was I didn't actually finish the book actually, but it was this bloke, and he worked for the Navy, and he was picked up by the Navy because of he would go to with his dad to naval yards, and he would make these scale models of the ships and everything like that, and then he started putting them into shops and people would buy them. But the Navy found out about it and thought that his dad was like a Soviet spy, but it turned out it was him. He was like a brilliant engineer, and basically got picked up by the Navy to work on their ships, their radar systems, and building the missiles and the anti-missile radar systems and stuff like that. But basically, he said that he got they basically started up building spaceships. I didn't finish the whole, and I can't give you any references, but basically building like mile-long spaceships and stuff like that. And they'd got all the plans from other beings that come in to give us the plans, etc., so that we could. It was like basically to fight other aliens and stuff like that. So,
what fucking book is this?
I know.
What book is it?
I'll have to download my audio ball to get me
Shit.
and I'll to give you the reference for it. But he's a proper guy. He's not like a like a made up, or is he a made up guy? But it was.
That's where all the money is. All the money laundering. It's all going to build these arcs. Or we're already fighting an interdimensional space war, and they can't tell us, and that's where all the money's going. That's where all the people go. All the children who get stolen, they're all being sent to space to fight.
Yeah, the Pleiadians are already here. They're already here from tourists.
Yeah. I'll have to.
Crazy.
Send you a link.
Crazy.
Come on in, let me find this fucking.
You're gonna find it now.
I'm literally just gonna. Keep talking. In progress.
We're hypnotized by you.
Yeah. I want to know what book this is.
I'm trying to find
You'll never find it.
It sounds like fiction. It
does sound like
non-fiction,
fiction, doesn't it? But apparently, the bloke's a real engineer from the Navy. Or Space Navy, Space Force.
I did a job for a retired ex-Navy submariner not so long ago.
The bloke's William Mills Tompkins.
Yeah.
The book's called Selected by Extraterrestrials, My Life in the Top Secret World.
Is he still alive? Maybe Phil can get him on.
I don't think he's still alive, no. No, because it's like an old...
Okay, well, if he finds a good medium, maybe you can talk to him through that. That'll be a show.
Can't... Anyway, yeah, it's by William... Look up William Mills Tompkins. He's the proper...
He's a geezer.
Guy. He's a proper guy, like in the, like the Navy, and he was in all that stuff and that. Yeah, it's another one of these... And it wasn't even particularly well... Like, listen to it. It wasn't particularly well written, like for a...
Was it written by AI?
No, because it's old. It's like an old...
Are you sure, though?
Yeah, no, trust me. It's like it's like a proper old book. So it wasn't even... when you listen to it and you're thinking, it's not entertaining. It's not like...
Okay.
It's a lot of sort of scientific specifications, but also it's weird sort of 60s talk. Some of it is like, it's very what's the word for going on about old hot chicks and stuff like
hot mamas.
Yeah, like
really slang.
What's the word?
What? I don't know.
Misogynistic.
That's it. That's the word. It's very misogynistic. You think you can't really get away with that. You know what I mean? It is quite bizarre to read in that, but it's interesting. Like, is this real, fuckers? Anyway, that's my
Probably
reference.
not. Maybe. Well, we'll find out when the cataclysm comes and they're all off in their big arcs. We're not invited. I wouldn't want to go with them anyway.
We're infinite beings of immortal light anyway.
Yeah.
This is just passing.
And your carbon body. We can
This
get
is
rid of
the
that, can't we?
whispering universe, man. Right.
You done?
I think so.
You done, people? And that was...
You talk all night.
probably would.
Yeah.
We probably will.
Thing in the morning, like,
In the early?
Yeah, you two have got to be up in the morning, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
yeah.
Anyway, shall we call that a day? We are the Big Conspire. Whatever. Go look us up.
Phil.
This is Phil from the Amish Inquisition. Where can they find you, Phil?
On the internet.
There you go. He's been talking to us too long. Right. We'll hopefully catch you next time. See you later, people. Bye.
Bye.
There's no sign